Okay, hello all my Libras out there. This is your reading for August 2016. Yes. So, already shuffled like a beast because I just did a reading for myself. So I shuffled really well to clear all the energies, cut the deck, laid them out, doing the magic triangle. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Okay. The time to rest and rejuvenate and reflect card. And the next top card after I laid out all the cards was the Four of Wands. You see that? Okay, and that's the happy home, the foundation, the structural support in which to fill in all the details of your life. So it's like the frameworking for the house, you know, and the walls and all that, and all the plumbing and whatnot. And then you get to go in and decorate it and bring forth all the aesthetics and, you know, with color and fabrics and, you know, furniture and decor and all that. So the Four of Wands is the foundation, and the Four of Swords telling you to rest, to prepare for this, or you have done this preparation work, the groundwork, and now you need to rest a little bit after that. And here, let me just show you what it spread looks like here. So the first three cards, okay, that's the current situation, and then how it transforms is the next two, 4 and 5, and the 6th card is the final outcome. Okay. So okay. So you have the Tower crowning. And in this card, there's all these little blue clocks, and they all have like sacred geometry in them. So, and this is like, it's like this golden light like flowing down. It looks kind of like liquid gold that's kind of destroying all this. So, and because this is a major arcana, this is like, you know, God, the angels, your spirit guides working with you. And so this golden stream of light is actually igniting this stuff and burning it. Okay. And then there's also this lightning here, which is like violet, like the violet flame is the purifying flame. So we have the purification and the attunement, if you will, the communion with God, the golden light. Okay, so the purification and the communion. So even though it might feel like your world's come crashing down, it's not the world that is in accordance with your true, authentic, divine self. So it's got to go. And those clocks are kind of speaking to me like everything is templated, crystalline, all in divine timing, destined and fated. And the way nature is set up with sacred geometry and how everything flows in accordance with natural and spiritual law, when you get off the path, there's a law that states there's going to be something to help nudge you back on the path. So it's all for your best and highest good, even though it can seem very confusing, painful. You can feel very scattered, angry, sad, but it's good. You need to purge all the stuff that isn't a part of you, so those parasitic characteristics, if you will. And then you have the Hermit card. So after you've done that tower work, okay, working with the angels to remove things that don't serve you, parts of your personality that you've been, you know, associating with and participating in the distortion, now you're realizing what's truly authentically you and what's part of the ego, what's fear-based. And so when you get in the silence and the stillness that the Hermit does, you self-reflect, okay? And yes, others have walked this path of solitude, but this water down here, the people that have walked the path before you leave no footprint. So even though other people have walked the path, there is no guidebook. You just have to walk the path. And the Hermit gets in the stillness and gets in the silence in order to get the illumination that he needs in order to keep moving forward, even though there's no signs pointing the way. And this is a perfect process because you have 3 major arcana in a row, and then you have the Chariot down here, so you have 4 out of 6. And this is just the bottom and the next top card, but out of the triangle, magical triangle spread, over half of them are major arcana. So you're working with divine influence right now and your higher self. So you're coming into oneness, into accordance with your authenticity, the true organic you. And the Fool has now done the clearing and groundwork, the purging of the tower, and getting rid of things that don't serve you, that maybe are superfluous, you know, that they're nice and fine and, you know, nice stuff or this or that, but it's not really serving your highest good as far as enhancing your life. So you've done the groundwork, you've done the internal illuminating work, and through this process of personal insight and personal evolution, you've gotten to this jumping off point, this springboard point of the Fool, starting off now on your journey into the world. So this has been like all, you know, how the worldliness with the tower, the world has affected you, okay, and brought stuff into your life that wasn't really a part of you, that you've associated with for however many years, from, you know, influence from family, friends, society, school, you know, the list goes on. So it's like the world, you know, and that's what the Hermit does, is he leaves the worldliness behind. So the world has affected you to such a point that you have to hermitize, go within. It's like the world pushes you into yourself, okay? And then after that, you push back out into the world. So this is the coming out the other end of all the destruction, or reconstruction, if you will. Now, this is like kind of like the Four of Wands. Now you have this starting off point. Now you have a springboard, a jumping off point, a point at which you can now go forth and build and create. You've done all the grunt work, so to say, and now you're ready to journey back out into the world, but in a whole new way. Brand new you, but it's the true authentic you. Okay, it's a return to truth. It's a return to self, and the communion of you. And then after the Fool, we have, okay, so that's the current situation. And how it evolves is the Ten of Swords is the tens are a natural end. It's come to its culmination, and the new beginnings start. You know, the Ace of Swords would be the new beginning. So, and it's right after the Fool. So it's like this now has come to its natural end. It's run its natural course. Whatever has been worrying you and weighing heavily on your mind or your heart is behind you now, because right after the Ten of Swords you have the King of Cups. So it's kind of like there's these spiritual rock bottoms, and a lot of times we hit a spiritual rock bottom and we have to do this process, you know, the Tower, devil, death, Tower, we're facing our darkness, we do the Hermit, and then we're the Fool again. So we, through this, we'll call it, it's like the return into self is the returning to your heart space, being in your heart again. And with the King of Cups being right after the Ten of Swords, I mean, this could be you, but it could be an actual person, you know, a man, or someone who's of a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and they're coming in to help you, coming in to bring you love, to help you stay in that heart space. With the Ten of Swords, this, sometimes it's like the disturbance or sadness associated with the Ten of Swords is like we're almost afraid of the Ace of Swords, the new beginning, because all we've known is, you know, maybe victimhood, martyrdom, where we're holding on to these Ten of Swords because it's serving us to stay stagnant for whatever reason, because we're not ready to accept these truths, to get back to self, to, you know, and it's unknown, it's uncharted territory perhaps, so it's scary. So sometimes the releasing of the Ten of Swords is the scary thing, not the Ten of Swords itself. Letting go of the Ten of Swords can be the thing that's tricky and difficult. It's like being in prison, you know, and someone who's maybe they've spent most of their adult life in prison. And I saw this in a movie, I can't remember, God, I want to say Magnolia, but I'm not sure if that was. Anyway, it was just, you know, it was this old white dude, and he got out of prison, and he didn't. Maybe it was Shawshank. Anyway, some movie where this guy was in prison, he gets out, and he's been in prison so much his whole life, he doesn't. It's like he almost wants to go back because he doesn't know anything else. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know what to do. There's not a place for him in the world, you know. In prison, he was being taken care of. He knew stuff. He had his routine. He had, yeah, he was in prison, but there was a certain level of protection and knowing and routine, and it became his life. He was in prison more of his life than he was out of prison. So it's like, that's kind of like the Ten of Swords, is now you've shed that imprisonment, but now where do I go from here? You know, now what do I do? You jump start your heart motor. You get into your heart space, right? You gotta, even if you got a hot wire, you don't have a key, you lost the key, whatever. Maybe you got to get down in there and figure out how to hotwire whatever you got to do to get in your heart space, because that's the new beginning going forth after the Ten of Swords. You have to release that fear. And when you do, you see how everything manifests so beautifully and triumphantly, and you have the Chariot right here. So that's, and it can literally mean like success and money and gain and any kind of personal triumph, but this is of a very high spiritual level of feeling triumphant, because it's the Chariot, it's the major arcana, and it also represents Cancer. You see here, there's the crab down here. And then the King of Cups can also represent Cancer. So Libras, maybe there's some Libras watching that have a lot of Cancer in their chart, or they know a Cancer who's very important in their life. So yeah, the Chariot, success. It can actually mean good news too. Good news coming your way. And the Merkaba is also called your Chariot. So I also look at this as the Merkaba, and what that is your Christ consciousness, your heart space. Okay, the two triangles that make the star, and so. And it's your vehicle, it's like your bubble that you travel, it's your energy field that you travel around in everywhere you go. And it's your Chariot. It's powerful, it's dynamic. And see, then there's something about this card where they say something, I'm paraphrasing here, how the unicorns are a very special animal, and they will only work with people who have the highest of intention. So when you get the Chariot card, that's where the triumphant energy is coming from, is you coming into oneness with your own divinity. So Spirit is really working with you right now, and I know my best friend's a Libra, and she's dealing with chemotherapy and going through that right now. She was diagnosed with breast cancer just recently, and so she's going through a pretty aggressive, treatment to try to heal from that. So I see they're working. Spirit's working with her right now, and I know healing is a big thing for everyone right now in order to ascend to our highest vibration. The highest frequency is what manifests the sacred geometry that sustains, that nature sustains, like the unicorn. It sustains the Chariot because this woman driving the Chariot is aware of the magnificence of the unicorn. Okay, so healing ourselves, working with Spirit, praying, healing ourselves is very important right now, and especially for some of you Librans out there. But you have the foundation, and you have two, the fours. Four of Wands, Four of Swords. So rest. Know that you're taken care of. God is protecting you. And release those things that were never a part of you. And that's how you're going to heal. That's how you're going to be triumphant. That's how you're going to be your true, authentic self. So all this work that the angels are doing, and all the work that you're doing, don't let it be in vain, okay? Let it help propel you forward. Keep learning and growing, and life is beautiful. So sometimes we have to be super sick and be moved away from all our friends and family, and then have, in order to, it's like that spiritual rock bottom. We got to hit it in order to see the beautiful golden light of God. We have to let ourselves be purified and come into alignment with Source and our higher self. And then when you do that, you come into alignment with all that is, you know. You're just part of the flow, and you accept and allow and embrace. So all this process of self-love and forgiveness and compassion, unconditional love, this is what we're all striving towards. This is what we all want to achieve individually and as a collective. So to all the Libras out there, have a beautiful August, and I'll see you next time, and blessings to you all. Blessings.